Welcome everybody, welcome back to the Tomb of Illumination on a short series I've done regarding the flat earth system and the meaning of the star Sirius, the dog star Sirius. That's what the whole video is based on, understanding all the mythological stories that are attached to the star Sirius. How all the Freemasons, that they know this, it's in their system. And so anyway, bringing everything together here at the on the last video, all the things you know how we're all led to believe that we take the red pill. That's the pill for waking up. If you go online here, it's got the red pill and blue pill represent a choice between the willingness to learn a potentially upsetting or life-changing truth by taking the red pill or remaining in the contented experience of ordinary reality. Well, ordinary reality is on the dark side, which is Antares, which would be the red pill. Okay? You want to be on the blue pill, Sirius, the dog star blue. Okay? There's a divine spiritual season of enlightenment. This is when you wake up and find the truth. If you can go through the meaning to life, your spiritual enlightenment. So you want to be taking this pill. I would take the blue pill. Because you are preparing yourself for a whole new world. This is why the divine story is called creation. It's not just the creation of earth as a one-off event, which you don't really understand. It's the creation, man's new world, new life, when he wakes up. It's spiritual enlightenment. So there you go, they've flipped it again like usual. Remember, the non-physical world where creation comes from is, well, we're inverting the physical world to creation, so there's an opposite. So in creation you have a vertical, and in our realm it's a horizontal. This is why we see things go across our sky basically horizontally as they come up and over our arc of horizon. I've talked a lot about our arc of horizon. You know what science calls it? You know, we're in our arc of horizon, we see everything perpendicular off that arc. This is how we get celestial navigation and everything. So what does science call it? Frame of reference. Your frame of reference as the observer. Everything being relevant to the observer. So frame of reference, relativity, all that Einstein came up with and all his cronies is to hide the truth. Get you away from understanding the truth. It's all fudged. So I'm going to read a few things I've taken here. This is regarding the duat. The duat as a dual system of earth. Okay? There's a dual system going on. Like the creation of earth is a dual system. That's what creates this, what science calls gravity. It's a negative and a positive force coming together. And then they come together like in a magnetic field. They come together, bang, they stick together, don't they? Well, once they stick together, there's no force, there's no, what would you say, opposite fields anymore. They've found equilibrium, they've hit each other and found rest. This is that place, that connection point is the place of rest. That's where earth is created. This is why earth has a positive field above it and a negative field below it. Okay, so understand the duality, and this also takes you into the story of how we came into the dual world. Like back in Genesis, you ate from the, you did the wrong thing, and then you're cast out and you're brought into this physical world. But I'll leave that for another video. I'll just move on. So the duat, simply put, the duat is the realm of the dead. Okay? So this Antares represents that. Because we've got 9 months of the year of this holy season, and then the 3 months of the dark side. And that is also represented by us being down on earth instead of being up there. Okay, so you look at earth from A to B, and then you've got heaven from A over to B, Look how big that is compared to that distance. And this is what science calls the Great Circle, when you travel across their globe. They draw a picture over the globe like this, but they want to cut it back through the centre of their ball, when really you've got a flat plane of inertia with your arc of horizon. So that arc, you've got to realise that arc has to fit down here on the flat plane of Earth. And how does that happen? Because the flat plane of Earth has the curving magnetic fields, lateral curving magnetic fields. If I was to follow a compass, I'd be following it like this. Well, that curve is represented in this curve, because it's all a toroidal field. So understanding that, you start to understand the expansion. Everything in the field expands from the centre north out to the south. So when we move laterally, we're all expanding with the field. So everything becomes relative to us at our latitude in relation to the distance between arcs of longitude. So someone back there, in relation to the gap between the two longitudes, is going to be just the same size as this guy out here compared to his big wide arcs of longitude, because he's expanded with it. This is how they come back with the ball. So you have to think, because as you come out of the centre of Earth, you're small, so we get bigger and bigger and bigger, don't we? But if we keep going, we keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You're getting so big, but you're still equaling the distance between the arcs of longitude. So you are the same size as this guy back here. That's how they do it with their globe idea. You get it? So according to ancient Egyptian mythology, the Duat is the place where the dead and their souls go for judgment. It is believed to be ruled by the Egyptian god Osiris. Now, with this model you start to understand what Osiris is. Osiris, one aspect of the story, this is your Osiris. Okay? There's your pupil, there's the whites of your eye. This is why we go into the eye of Horus. Shall I go there now? Understanding all this this whole divine season of the Milky Way and that, between Sirius and Antares, is about this two celestial alignments, right? Between the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere. And it's all coming from the east. Everything flows that way. That's where Orion's belt comes through. This whole season, this whole season is about passing through this gap. And at your divine moment, there's a crossing, which they call the pass, the Passover. You call it the pass, where you get from A to B, the crossing of the two fields, South Pole to North Pole, or negative to positive, whatever you want to call it. But it's southern hemisphere to northern hemisphere. This alignment right there. Because if it's not aligned, it starts just warping away. Has no effect on you. But this is man's hour. When the Milky Way, which is this here, Milky Way spirals out of here like this, and spirals out of there like this, become directly aligned. Because the Milky Way moves across your sky. So the Milky Way will end up straight there. It'll end up straight there. And this is the bridging. So it's depicted like this as well. Like they've come together, but they don't really come together, but that is your bridging. So it's bridged. So what do you get? You get a fish. The two fishes coming each way if you want. And what's this? Represented by your full moon sign. Okay? And what's this bit here? That's the Passover. What's this bit here? Represents the time of year, spring, new growth. Okay? And this, okay? This is Pisces, the ultimate one. All religions know about, even the Indians, they think it's good luck to have fish in their house. And they don't understand that. I had to tell some person what it means. It goes back to that, understanding Pisces, the moon in Pisces. Good luck. They think having fish in the house is good luck. Well, it all goes back to that, because all the cultures knew about it. So there's the crossover. Okay? We'll get into more of this in a minute. Yeah, so Osiris, okay? And Osiris is connected with this, how the Milky Way goes over to Osiris. And you could call it the Duat, the dark, the Anubis, the black dog. You could come back in there because you can consider this as the Iris, which is black. Or the underworld, which is, you know, the abyss, Hades and stuff and whatever, on the other side. Okay? But it's all pretty tricky stuff, because obviously this here is nighttime. We're looking at the sky. Don't forget, it's opposite to what we have on Earth. We're in the light on Earth during the day, right? Then we have the dark side, that's night. But in creation, the spiritual world, it's all about the night. And the other side's in the light, so it's their dark, what they call the dark side. This is what you need to achieve, understanding the spiritual, the non-physical, the nighttime side. Okay, it is believed to be ruled by the Egyptian god Osiris, who is briefly mentioned in the episode as Mark, Stephen, and the god Tuweret approach his gate. This must have something to do with some program on something on Netflix or something, I don't know. For ancient Egyptians, the Duat was not a final resting place. No, because you come again, you're born again through the light here. You're just going around in this cycle. So, you know, you're always coming, the rising of the sun, you could say it's like when Sirius comes up. I'm talking about when Sirius comes up from the east. It's the start of the divine season. So it's coming to an end when it's over this side, okay? Coming to an end. And then you're going to this dark period. Antares star takes you into the dark period for 3 months before it comes back round for your next 9 months. For the ancient Egyptians, the Duat was not a final resting place. Instead, it is part of the journey of the soul. In hieroglyphs, the Duat is represented as a 5-point star inside a circle. Inside a circle. It is a dual system that represents the sun and stars. No, it doesn't represent the sun and stars. It's a dual system, all right. We've got a dual system here, but you've got this duality between the physical world and the spiritual world, but you've also, it also connects with the dual world of our physical, what appears to be a physical world we live in. So you're coming out of heaven, out of singularity, into the duality of the physical world. Our job is to find our way back to singularity. That's the ultimate goal in life. That's the meaning to life. So once again, the Duat's connected with Sirius, the 5-pointed star. Okay? It is a dual symbol that represents the sun and the sun, not the sun and the stars. An interesting aspect of the Duat is its geography. The landscape simulated, listen to this, the landscape simulated Egypt's actual geographical features, including islands, rivers, caves, mountains, fields, and of course deserts. What they're telling us here, and I've done an earlier video, is on the separation, as above, so below. Heaven, this is heaven, comes down, there's earth. I've put this in a video. It's on a science site. They know all about it. The print of the earth, you could say, is the negative of the heaven, or the heaven is the negative of the earth, but they fit like this. With the piscoscopy. What's it called? Forget the word. Never could say it properly. They can find the contours of the firmament, and it's like this. Check out an earlier video of mine. That's basically what they're saying. So all this mythological stories, the religious stories, are regarding what's up here. Like when they talk about Israel, it's up there, or Jordan, it's up there. So you have to imagine, it's a spiritual tale. You can picture it as down here in physical if you want to, but all religion and all these spiritual tales are about what's up there. Ships and water, because there's water in the atmosphere. Okay, as part of the surrounding lore, the Jewat also features a lake of flames, iron walls, and magical trees. So you could say the lake of flames, which is if I go back to this other old picture, you have to go back and check it out. The tropical gap, the dielectric gap there, that's where we get our, you could call the flames, because it's all being created there. That's where the sun is created, the tropical gap above there. The ecliptic plane is shown above there, the celestial pole, above the equator. The Jewat also features a lake of flames, iron wall. Iron walls would be the capacitive plates either side of the tropics. And the magical trees, well, that's the tree of life back at the centre of Earth. Okay. The pentagram was known as named to the ancient Greeks, with a depiction on a vase, possibly dating back to 7th century BCE. Pythagoreanism originated in the 6th century BCE and used the pentagram as a symbol of mutual recognition of well-being and to recognize good deeds and charity, because it's the holy season. What is the meaning of the 5-pointed star? A star is a beacon of hope, a shining light that guides the way. Bring it back to east, guides the holy season, guides the way. It's a symbol of positivity, happiness, or renewal. Spiritual enlightenment, renewal, spiritual awakening, rebirth. Look up into the night sky and the stars have a magical and inspiring essence. The 5-pointed star. A 5-pointed star is a divine symbol of oneness, singularity. When you go through your spiritual awakening, you go back home, you've arrived home. The top representing human spirit, while the other 4 signify the elements. It represents a connection bonding human spirit to Mother Nature. The moon, because it's all related to the moon and sun alignment. It also symbolises the human body or incarnation of Jesus Christ, raising the Christ, see? So you've got to realise what I've mentioned just here. When the Milky Way comes around, it overlays your moon. Your moon, the full moon. Okay? That's a projected image from where the moon is actually back here, or where it's back here. It's a projected image. It's right out there at full moon, right out at the edge of the ecliptic plane. That's the entrance to the cave, entrance to the tomb. You have to delve deep into religion to understand all that stuff. But this is the tomb. The Milky Way is the tomb. And what's inside the Milky Way is the sun, of course. So the actual sun's back here, but it's projected wherever at night. It's in the middle of the Milky Way, like that. That's where you see it. Sagittarius A, the back of the sun. Move along. Then you got the Star of Day, but it's a different story. Sudanese. Okay. The Blue Nile. We can get into that in a minute. Blue Nile, a bead. Arabic means servant. Then you start looking into the Jewat, the black, and it takes you into other words, abid or abed, an Arabic word meaning servant or slave. So you're on the dark side. You are a slave to the system until you wake up. When you go through your divine awakening, you wake up and realize what the hell this world you live in. The enslaved system you're in. Nobody's waking up. They just believe all the garbage. The term is used sometimes in the Arabic word as an ethnic slur for black people, blah, blah, blah. But it boils down to you're enslaved because you're still a common man. You're a mortal. You want to become an immortal man. Okay? What's this? Sound S, yeah. Okay, that's another video. There's a few things in there to put into another video. So let's expand on everything here, guys. Sirius, the dog star, is related to Anubis. Anubis takes you through the underworld. Anubis is connected to John because John is at the end of the Bible, just before Revelations, end times. It's a divine event, everybody. The coming of Jesus Christ. Well, the ultimate version anyway. All told in religion. So, look what we have here. Look at the shape of this. Shaped like a banana. That star shaped like a banana. What do we know about the bananas on boats? And what's this here? Put it this way, it looks like the solar boat the Egyptians tell us about. Well, that's what it is. It's all represented here in this Milky Way. The boat that goes across the sky. You think it's going across during the day, it's all about the night time. So there you have the Milky Way. Then you get into the dog Pluto. What Disney and all the Freemasons know about it. Where do you think the nose came from? Time to wake up, everybody. Gemini, the twins, you start delving into that when you start getting deep into the zodiac sign symbol. So, the Egyptian solar boat moving across the sky, because there's the Milky Way. It's the one tips over there, the other tips back here. So in the 9 month holy season, that would be Sirius, the dog star. Okay, but on the other side, over here, would be Antares, roughly. I'm not going to go too deep into that. So just imagine that's coming up in the morning, but on the other side, it's on the opposite side. Well, it is basically on the opposite side of the world. Okay. Egyptians all about a celestial wolf. I don't know why I put that there, but the dog star, blackness, celestial wolf is all connected with Antares. You have to understand the association. The dog's nose on the constellation of Canis Major. See, that's why the dog came into it. Dog star's out here. You got the other one back there. Bananas on boats. The dragon. The Milky Way is considered as the dragon because you get swallowed back through the recycling system. That's why the Mayans or what's the other culture over that way? They have the stone depictions of like a dragon's head with a locking system. You go in, you can't get out, because that's the whole reincarnation thing. You go through that. Bananas float on water, don't they? What's this doing across the night sky? Floating in water. That's what's in the moisture atmosphere. It's what's in the atmosphere is moisture. Water. The firmament is made up of water. Hydrogen molecule. Expansion. Basically, most of it turned to gas. Expansion. As it rises up, expands. But it all comes from water. So you can say the hydrogen molecule is water. That's what the firmament's made of. Water above and water below, and all the 7 layers. Okay? Anubis takes you through the underworld. So the boat's floating on water, the Egyptian solar boat, and you think the solar banana story came from the 1700s when boats used to export bananas and boats used to go missing and all that was left floating with the bananas. Well, they do float in the sky, but that story goes way back to creation. It's right here, everybody. See the black ends of the banana? That's where it comes from. All these mythological stories, everything you get online is like 99% lies, exaggerated, rewriting the history. I don't know why you bother sending kids to school. You can teach them maths and English, other things, specifically with a specialised tutor. Why take them to get indoctrinated? Think about that. Solar boat, the duat, the dual system of Earth we've talked about. Freemasonry have the obelisk, the male entity, close to the female oval office. This goes back to the central vortex of the female. The unseen central vortex was the female, and over comes the Milky Way, which is the male aspect. All shown in Freemasonry. The obelisk is the male aspect, the Milky Way coming in, the oval office. Now, don't forget, go check out Eric DeBay's video regarding this sort of thing, the Freemasons and a bit of Egyptian history. Now, so that's Sagittarius A, okay, in the night sky. Don't tell you that. But you have to know, you have to realise the actual sun's back here, and during the day we get the image out here. But at night, we can't see the day side, you never see this side. We end up getting the image in the centre of the Milky Way as Sagittarius A. That's the back of the sun. I'm not going to try and go much deeper into that, it's a bit tricky in this video anyway. But it's basically another trinity, isn't it? Sun, sun and sun there. There's always this trinity somewhere. Why the southern stars look different to the northern stars, even though they are projected from the same place. We talked about that earlier in the video, in one of the earlier videos, sorry. So imagine the spiral of the vortex. We're getting the projected image straight up from the north, from the centre Arctic into the northern night sky. So we're seeing it straight up like this. But in the southern hemisphere it's inverted. It goes straight up and plops down like that. So we start seeing back through this way. So you can imagine you're looking back down through this way now. This is why people are finding it hard to find alignments. Find a star that matches that without here.